Lord in 1902. Former Sheriff Wayne Hardin is brought to trial for his crimes against humanity. He is found guilty by a jury of his peers and sentenced to hang. In exactly 7 days on the crest of dawn, he will hang in town square.
Hey, asshole. If you're gonna hang me, do it proper. Pencil, paper, please. I have a confession to make. Thanks. The year of our Lord, 1902. Good afternoon. My name is Wayne Hardin, and I am facing the Lord's judgment a week from today. The charge against me is as ungodly as it is true. I am not writing this confession to protect my public image as the sheriff of this county. I did it, and I am unashamed. I did what I could with the hand I was dealt. Have you ever had to receive hundreds of orphans in a small town? You tell me how you're gonna clothe them, house them, feed them. I did what I had to for the folks at the bayou. The purpose of this letter is to tell my story, as I'm sure these cretins will embellish a bit after I'm swinging. If you'll humor me, I'd like to start a ways back. I was born in the outskirts of Louisiana, 1852. My father, William Hardin, was a hunter, savior-wandering mind. This was before the fall of Louisiana. He hunted wildlife. My mother, Sophia Hardin, was a baker and full-time mother. My upbringing was destitute, but fair. I received a modest education in the church in town alongside my neighbors Buck and Thomas, my closest friends. Buck went in the fallout of 1890. Thomas got black lung in 1875 and died the same year. Between my parents and two friends, I was given care and love. But sadly, this was not to last. Dad caught an antler in the gut on a trip out south. They were already dragging him low before Mother got to see him. With my father reunited with our Lord, money was tight for Mother and I. At one point, she sent me away to live with Buck's family for a couple of months. They were kind, God-fearing folks. They would never turn away a hungry child. While I barely scraped by in Buck's home, my poor mother starved. No one in town would lend us any hand. I went around the square, knocking door to door to beg for help. Anything to stop my mother from giving in. They slammed their doors in my face. They called me an urchin. They told me to get a job. I was only 11 years old. Mama didn't last long after that. She didn't have much fight left in her after all those months. I think she wanted to reunite with Father in heaven. At this point, Buck's family were too strapped for cash too. They were forced to send me away. No one wanted the cursed orphan. The last hearted in Louisiana. The only one who took me in was the sheriff, James Macy. Not out of love or compassion. He said it was his duty, and that no one else but him would do it. His home was nothing like my previous abodes. Love was minimal. Nights were cold, and the belt was frequent. He said it was his job to make me into a man, and he was making up for all those years he missed. He taught me how to use a firearm. He had me start with an uppercut. The fist would kick like a mule, put me square on my ass. Macy got a chuckle out of that. He taught me how to hog tie a man, how to question a suspect, how to tie a noose. The basics of the law, eye for an eye and all that. These lessons lasted until my 17th year when Macy took a bullet in a bar fight. Lost his leg to infection, but that old dog survived. Though his best days as sheriff were long over, he turned to drink away the pain every day. He built up a reputation in town that I couldn't shake. With Macy's wages going to the bottle, I did what I could to earn us a better living. The man did raise me after all. It's the least I could do. I took an apprenticeship under a carpenter, Al Johns. It was grueling work, but the pay was alright. I still have those calluses on my palms to this day. This partnership lasted about 2 years, till Macy drunk himself in a stupor and choked on the bile. I didn't cry once. It just didn't sting the way it oughta. I figure our Lord spared me the anguish in an act of mercy, but I don't know. After we gave him a proper burial, the townsfolk were turning to me, as the bastard son of a sheriff and of 19 years lived. They were asking me all sorts of questions. Who would I recommend? What would happen without a sheriff in town? Could I fill Macy's shoes? Imagine that, Wayne Hardin, the cursed orphan, the last Hardin in Louisiana. Sheriff. I told him I wasn't ready, and I told him I couldn't do it. And God forgive me, I realized in my later years how wrong I was.